What's up guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you the Rune optimizer. Alright, because I'm doing rune removal today, so I thought it was a good opportunity to show you like how a quick showing of how I use it, and this is some tips and tricks on what to do with it, or how to use it I should say. So first off, you need to get a JSON file. To get the JSON file, you can if you've got the Summoner's War optimizer app for Windows 10, the links are here. So the Summoner's War parser, you can get it here, and there's also a guide on how to use it. So what I will do is it will grab all your monster and rune data and put it into the this file, and then you upload it. You pick the file, upload it, and then it will come in here. You can also select that. You can fiddle with these options, like depending on what you want to exclude from the import. That's up to you. Also, just to let you know, this is the Windows app, the Windows 10 app, right? So you can find this in the Windows Store. If you don't have Windows 10, you can use the website. All right. It's a bit. Personally, I prefer the Windows 10 one because this one will use your computer to calculate it, whereas if you use the website, you have to send it to the server, and then the server does the calculations and sends it back to you. So it can be a bit laggy if a lot of people are using it, right? So for people who do have Windows 10, definitely use the Windows 10 app. Alright, so this is the import section. Alright, now let's go. I'll just show you all the different sections. So this section is like the rune section. You can find all your runes, or like you can search by say violent, blade, or whatever slot, and then whatever slot as well. Alright, so you can play around with that, and if this is obviously it's a good way to find a rune that, let's say you specifically want to use a crit damage, for focus or something like that. Then you can search and see what focus runes you have in that slot, and you can also search by the main stat as well, and then you can also filter by highest attack, highest HP, etc. You can also edit the rune details here if you need to. Okay, so if you happen to change the value because you upgraded it or something like that, if you want to manually change it while doing this, then you can do that, or you can just redo the parser and upload a new JSON file. Up to you. Another thing that another good feature about the optimizer is it will show you the grinds. Right, this is actually a suggestion that I made to Xandra before, so I'm happy that he included it. So basically, if it's highlighted in like yellowish orange sort of color, that means it's grinded, right? And in brackets it will tell you how much it was grinded by. So this is attack percent, this one's grinded by 7%. So obviously the base is 32, right? If it's on a white color, then that means it's ungrinded, of course. And this makes it really easy because you can search, you can go through all your runes and see which ones haven't been grinded or haven't been max grinded, right? And then you can do it yourself, and yeah, that's just an easier way to work out what runes you want to grind up. You can also search up by you can also filter by efficiency, which is important for world boss units, and just in general, you don't want to keep inefficient runes, right? So if you filter by the lowest, you can sell the ones that you don't want to keep, or that you shouldn't really keep. You might want to keep some, say speed slot 2, 42. It's always 42 speed to 42 speed. You still may want to keep it because it might have some decent substats. But yeah, it's up to you. But basically, the lower the efficiency percent, generally the lower the rolls that you got, right? Because that's how it's calculated. So obviously you want the high efficiency rolls. Now next section is grindstone. So I don't really use this section. It's up to you if you want to use it, but there's not much I can really help you with because I haven't used it before, so I'm not going to go through that. Obviously it's not really needed though. It just depends on, it's just there for people who want to use it. Now this is the monster section. So for the monsters, right, you can well, obviously this is a listing of which monsters you have, but the main thing that I use here is to lock them or not to lock them. One thing is if they're ticked, there's a green tick here, that means all 6 runes are equipped. Then you can also click on the monster and it will show you all the equipped runes on them down here. Then there's also the total monster stats. So there's base stats, the actual stats, and then what the stats would be if they're all plus 15. Because not everyone's gonna plus 15, like say slot 1, 3, and 5, right? So that just assumes what it would be with plus 15 included, but it doesn't assume like the substats. So let's say you have like a plus 9 rune, like that plus 15 rune won't include any additional substat you get, obviously, because it doesn't know what you're gonna get from that plus 12 roll. So that's why I recommend try to plus 12 all your runes before you do this, if you can. If you don't have the mana to do it, then you can't do it. But it's highly recommended that you do, just to make it easier, when you do your calculations. So you can go through here and just tick, like you can lock the runes on a monster. That will mean that the optimizer won't look at the runes on this unit, right? So let's say you're trying to, let's say I want to lock, or I already locked, say, Fuel Mars, right? Because I'm not changing Fuel Mars this month. So so I've locked it, and therefore, if let's say I'm building a Violent Tark for whatever reason, right? Then the calculations won't include any of Fuel Mars' runes because he's using Violent runes, right? So so any unit you don't want to change, I would recommend you lock it, and that will just make it easier when you calculate. Alright, now for the actual optimizer. I want to go through an example as well, because I also want to show you like the difference in 2 different builds for Rakan anyway, because some people were curious as well. So first off, obviously you pick your monster. It's like the whole list here. You can type and search by the monster name. So I want to do Rakan. Alright, now for the sets, you can pick 2, as many sets as you want, up to 3 of course. If you only select 1 set, then it will guarantee you a will set in all the calculations, right? And then for the other sets, it will include any rune, right? Even broken sets, unless you tick no broken sets. So if you tick no broken sets, that means that so it will include the will rune and then any other 2-piece or 4-piece set as well, right, in the calculations. Usually I'll leave it unticked because I don't mind broken sets, but if you specifically don't want broken sets, then you can tick that. So obviously you can pick up to 3 2-piece sets or a 4-piece and a 2-piece. So I'm going to pick Vampire Will for my Rakan because that's how I build him. You can also set like presets if you want. I don't, because all my units, I change their builds and stuff, so I just do it manually. But it's up to you if you want to use that or not. And I want to do HP, and HP, right? Because currently it's on HP, crit damage HP, and I want to test out the triple HP build, like compare the difference in damage. Additionally, if you want, you can select up to 2 more main stats. So let's say I could do like speed and HP. If I don't want to, I just click cross to remove them. There's also speed shooting here, so this is up to you whether you want to use it. Personally, I use a spreadsheet to do my speed shooting because units are going to have different speeds in different areas, so I tune it based on, well, I have like different columns on different speeds, and that way it's easier for me to visualize like who's faster and who's not, like who's going to move. But it's up to you if you want to use it. This one will assume different like speed leads, right? Or you can set it to whatever you want. Then the totem is your speed totem, so whatever your speed totem is at, you set it here. There's also the grind section. That's up to you if you want to use it. I personally turn it off, but you can set it to min roll or max roll. So this will include any grindstones that you have in your calculations, and then you can set it to like min roll or max roll, and it will show you what the stats would be if it does whatever roll you set it to. Personally, I turn it off because I do my grinds like separately, or I do it as I go. If I find that there's stuff that I can grind, then yeah. But I just do it like that. You can also, there's other options you can tick. I think by default, use lock runes is, I don't know, by default, use only runes from inventory is ticked. I untick it because I have runes on monsters in my storage, so I just leave that unticked. I leave all these unticked, but you can tick them if you want. If you only want to use, say, 6 stars in 246, but I don't mind leaving it unticked because I keep only like OP 5-star runes that have, you know, high speed or high crit rate substats, so I just include them anyway. And yeah, so it's up to you how you want to use those. This section I don't really use, you can just leave that alone. Okay, so you can set a focus, and I highly recommend that you do. Basically, focus means it will look up builds that are focused towards these specific stats, right? It'll give you the best ones based on those. You can select up to 5 stats. It's up to you how many you want to use. I recommend at least 1, because if you can set at least 1, it will reduce the number of permutations that you will try to like calculate. So for example, if I do no focus and I'll press optimize right now, it will like spam a huge number of calculations. 500,000, that's a lot, and it takes a bit of time for that to happen. So instead, I'm going to select a focus. Let's just do HP as an example. Right, now click optimize. That was very quick. It said 5,400, right? So there's a significantly, you know, a significant drop in the number of calculations it does. Because it basically will help filter out a lot of rubbish. Because you're not going to pick like low HP rolls anyway. So you know, you wanna focus on like your main stats. So for here, I want to pick HP, speed, crit rate. Okay, these are the stats I want on Rakan for this build, because I mean, crit damage would be nice, but I need the high crit rate first, and I want him to be like not too slow and high HP. Okay, so now I optimize, and it'll spit out like all these different builds, right? Now you can filter it, or you can sort it by like highest HP, highest speed, or whatever you want. Okay. Just to explain a couple of stats. So there's the effective HP and effective HP. I think that's with defense or something. Usually I'll just work on. I usually only use effective HP. Right? It just calculates how much HP you would have based on how much, you know, defense you have. So so yeah, it's up to you what you want to use there. Then the damage stat, you can actually, I think you can highlight. Oh, this one doesn't highlight. This one you can highlight. So this one is based on your crit damage, attack, crit damage, and speed, I think. Oh, sorry, speed and set bonuses are not included, or at least for violent. I think it will include your usual set bonuses like swift and all that, right? Because all those like stat bonuses from set bonuses will be included in these calculations. So yeah, for HP and defense scaling monsters, this is not a great this is not a good way to check the damage. This is only for like pure attackers that are scaling off attack. All right. Now we can also filter, but based on stats. So let's say I want a minimum of 40k HP. Okay. I also want a minimum of 85 crit rate. There, I set the minimum. I can also set the maximum as well. Like this is good for speed tuning. So let's say like for my fuel Mars, right? My fuel Mars at the moment is like 206 speed. So if I wanted to like speed tune a Tessarian, right, then I would tell it to do minimum speed of 207 and a maximum speed of 207. That way, Tessarian always moves before fuel Mars, right? So I can filter it that way. But for Rakan, we're gonna use these and apply. Right now this is the. One second. I want to filter by HP, right? Okay, so the highest HP I can get is this. Okay. Okay. This also up here, it will by default set it to actual stats. Okay. I highly recommend to use the +15, because this will assume what it will assume the the rune setup based on max runes, right? Because eventually you should probably plus 15 all your runes. It's not realistic because not everyone's going to have enough mana to plus 15 1 3 and 5, but it's still the most optimal indication of like how much potential your monster has, right? So I would recommend you to do that, especially because the other reason is sometimes people will not they may not plus 15 a 2 4 and 6 that they just recently got, because they'll just see who's gonna use it first, and then they'll plus 15 after that, right? So yeah, I recommend use plus 15. So here we can just sort of scroll through and pick the one that we want. So I'm looking for HP and like 85 crit rate. Everyone's got 80. All these builds have 85 crit rate at least, right? Now I think I'm gonna go with, alright, going by the speed and the HP. I think this build looks pretty good to me. Okay. So I've got the 85 crit rate. I've got this one has the highest speed out of all of these. When these are all like the high HP ones. This one also has the second best defense that I can see from here. So that's pretty good. So it's got pretty good effective life as well. So let's pick this one. Alright, so I picked that, and it's got the rune build here. I can see like who had them. I've already taken these runes off those units, so I'm going to swap them around, and these are the stats that I can get, right? So when you do equip the runes, match it to the actual stats. It'll probably be easiest, like instead of having to like add all the total HP with the base HP, I mean the substats. You can just check the speed, crit rate, and all these, because they're all like you don't have to like add anything to see what these stats are. All right, and yeah, so I'm gonna switch to my mirror. This is my Rakan, right? This is the current stats. Oh, 1 second. It's not letting me. Okay, there we go. So these are the current stats. It's got 37-ish K HP, and yeah, he's on a crit damage build. Okay, so I'm gonna try out him in TOA normal. I've already cleared this floor, so it doesn't cost me any energy. This is, in my opinion, the best way to test out the damage on your unit. Prefer with the highest floor possible, because the thing is the defense on these units are going to be different to what you face in PvP, right? In normal 90, they're usually like much lower, or a fair bit lower, but you can sort of compare the damage difference at least, and just see how much you would lose against like these sort of units. Alright, so we're gonna collapse. We'll do it on. Let's just do it on the harpy. Alright, so that's about what, 20, just under 25,000 damage for collapse. So we're gonna try doing collapse again on a triple HP build. Alright, so I'm gonna go back. It's also a good area to test out your speed shooting, right? Because since it doesn't cost any energy. Alright, so Rakan, I'm going to take off these runes, and I'm going to swap them to the runes that I calculated with. And I'm going to compare the damage. Okay, it's this rune. And this rune. Okay. And this one. Okay. Now we're going back to the same area to test out the damage against that harpy. Hopefully he crits, because he's only on 85 crit rate. Hope I don't have to do it again. Alright, good. He crits. So just under 20k. So that was about a 5k damage loss on his third skill, which I think is not too bad, considering he's going to gain a decent chunk of HP. So he gains like what, 4 to 5, about 5,000 I think HP, which is pretty good, because that brings him out of range of Bulldozer, and even some like most Kali's, I would say, because he should have HP lead plus all the guild war flags and all that, and even like also glory point buildings. So I'm probably gonna keep it like that. So now if you go back to the rune removal, now I'm happy with the set, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on equip runes, right? So now this will put these onto his his monster page, his data, and I'm gonna lock the runes because I'm not gonna use these runes on anyone else. So just equip and lock. That way, once I go back and I continue like optimizing my other units, it won't calculate Rakan's runes. Like, it won't add those into the calculations. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hope that is helpful. If you have any questions about the rune optimizer, feel free to ask me in comments. I can do my best to help you out. Otherwise, you can also contact Xandro in Reddit, and if you have any suggestions, you can also forward it to him, and he replies pretty quickly. So and he's very helpful. So he's a good guy. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.